Hello and welcome. Again, my name is Berwick Mahdi Davenport, author of Mind Blowing Intercourse. And, I just wanted to continue this conversation that I've been trying to have with you, or been having with you. And I hope that some women and men who are listening to these conversations are really getting something from it. I know as African American, there are things that specifically that we struggle with that's unique to what whites or Asians or Latinos or experience in this country because of the way we came into being here. And we are more prone as African Americans to not support ourselves. And that's just the reality. That's the truth. I've been living that truth all my life in terms of just coming into contact with some of the things that we've been socialized to believe and socialized to see in ourselves. And we have really been against ourselves for a very long time. So I wrote this book with that in mind as well, that we needed to be able to get back to being totally on our own side, and that we continuously have been conditioned and socialized to believe that we're supposed to suffer, that we're supposed to be like the perpetual slaves of the world. And we end up being our greatest obstacles. We get in our way so much. And I wanted us to be able to break through those bounds, break through those shackles, so to speak, that we have on our mind. And believe it or not, it's in pleasure. That once you can take responsibility for what pleasures you, it sets you free. You're going to see that as soon as you are able to take responsibility for what pleasures you, without hiding and ducking and doing all that stuff, you're going to see yourself mature into a full-fledged individual capable of achieving whatever you desire in this lifetime. I know that we fight against a lot. There's a lot that we're going up against inside our head. But I want you to know that for a large degree, it is in our head. There are systemic things that are out there that have been working against us as African Americans. Yes, that is true. But the reality is we are so damn strong that if we focus our attention on the right thing, if we take our minds off of what we don't want, just for a minute, I want you to think about, imagine your life being where all of your focus and all of your energy is on what you want. You're not giving any energy to what you don't want anymore. Tell me what you see. Don't you see yourself more focused? Don't you see your mind more open for new possibilities? Don't you see yourself being more productive, performing at a higher level? Why? Because you're not dedicating any time, energy, or attention into what you don't want. You're putting everything into the pot that contributes to you being the best you can be. Now imagine if you did that. Imagine if you spent time, energy, and attention, and yes, money. That's another conversation, because as African Americans, we tend to believe that someone else is going to invest in this for us. No one is going to invest in our liberation and our development as human beings but ourselves. We have to invest in ourselves because every other group invests in their education, invest in their growth, in their development. And it can't just be in church. I'm not trying to put church down, but what I'm telling you is this: if church alone would have worked, we would already have arrived. We need more than just church. We need some other avenues to open up our minds so we can get to the depths within ourselves. We can't just keep saying that, oh, the world is coming to an end, that's why things are so bad. We have to look at ourselves and recognize that there are a whole bunch of things that we can do to transform our communities, to transform our world, to make this place better. And we have to take responsibility for it. We can't just keep saying that, oh, it's because the world is coming to an end or because everybody's a sinner. The reality is, as a human being, we are far greater than we've ever admitted to being. The reality is, if we believe that God is inside of us, then that means we are looking at God every time we look in the mirror. Now the question is, are you asking enough of God in you? Are you really pushing the God in you to the full extent of the potential of what God can do? Or are you settling for less? Are you aiming low? Are you really not going for what you're truly capable of going for? I didn't realize just how mediocre I was until I started wanting something great. When I started wanting something great for myself and those around me, I really realized how mediocre I really was and didn't even know it. Some of us see ourselves as champions because we haven't gotten into the ring yet. And when you get into the ring of life and you start going after something big, you sometimes find out your blind spots. You discover exactly what you need to focus on. So I invite African Americans, I invite whites, I invite Asians, Latinos, Indians. I invite people of all races to come to this understanding, because I know that we all have been conditioned in some way to see pleasure and struggle with it. I want you to be free of your struggle with pleasure and embrace pleasure, welcome pleasure into your life, and make your life about pleasure 24 hours a day. I don't care how hard your job is. If you love your job, it should bring you pleasure. If you're working a job and it brings you no pleasure at all, then you are really doing yourself a disservice. Listen, the universe is here for one reason. It is here to fulfill your every desire. It is conspiring with everything in the universe to fulfill your every desire, because that's what everything else is doing. Everything wants to be fulfilled. And pleasure is a signal that you're fulfilled. So the more pleasure you have in your life, the more fulfilled you are. The less pleasure or the more pain you have in your life means the farther away you are from fulfillment. It also means that you probably have not discovered what your purpose is in life. And guess what? Your life purpose, you will find it in pleasure. Your power, you will find it in pleasure. Your passion, you will find it in pleasure. Your prosperity, you will find in pleasure. And your protection, you will find in pleasure. It's all in pleasure. And all I'm trying to do is get you to accept the thing that you really want the most. And you know you want pleasure. Stop lying to yourself. You want pleasure so bad. And I'm so glad that I opened up my heart and my mind to pleasure. And she is doing some wonderful things in my life. I believe in pleasure. And I want you to believe in pleasure too. My name is Berwick Mahdi Davenport. I hope this message reaches the people that it's designed to reach. Have a great day. And don't forget to support the campaign, the pre-order campaign for Mind-Blowing Intercourse. Your life will never be the same. Your mind will be blown and you will get back to your heart. Peace.